just living my life, just living my life, just living my life. Just living my life, just living my life, just living my life. It's my time. Just living my life, just living my life, just living my life. It's my time. Just living my life, just living my life, just living my life. It's my time. I came from Philly, then I moved to Harrisburg. Spent time in Cali, blowing on the rarest herb. Made some bread, was a manager then. Good at dealing with people, couldn't handle a pen. Money had me scrambling like Randall back then. Ups and downs with my chick, hard to handle it, man. What's the dough really mean without family and love? Still go for your dreams, but put family above all the shallow shit. People try to take you off your path, you don't allow that shit. Stop wanting love from those that don't know you. Appreciate your folks that seen what you go through. Why would I stop? I don't even know how. Papa Zan, that's the only way I'll slow down. I could entertain y'all, but I'm no clown. Puff and puff on that L till it blows down. Just living my life, just living my life, just living my life. Just living my life, just living my life, just living my life.
Hey everyone, Anthony here with Interviews with Everyday People, sitting down with Tyler from Condition Oakland. We're going to have some fun here, talk, get to know him a little bit, find out about the band and how it came about. The rest of the band's not here today, but we'll have them on another time.
Yeah.
This was attempt 2. The first time was something you guys just got back from doing a gig or something was going on where you weren't able to make it?
I don't know. I thought you rescheduled.
That's what it was.
Okay.
You're right. You're 100% right. I
Okay.
rescheduled. I think, what the hell happened? Yeah, I rescheduled. I don't remember what happened, but yeah, take 2. My fault. Sorry about that.
No problem.
There's a lot going on. I just booked
that weekend we were recording though, so it was probably good.
I just booked 13 shows.
It's all right
today for 2 months, so I'm all over the place. But yeah, man. So thank you for coming on.
No problem.
How did you heard of? You heard of us through Ted. Ted was on the show.
Yes.
And Ted's the guitarist of the band.
Yeah, he's the second guitarist.
The second guitarist.
Yeah. So he does all the leads and stuff.
Cool.
Now.
So have you had a chance to see anything from the show? Or
I didn't.
Not yet.
No, I'm the worst at checking out podcasts. I'll be honest with you.
Now you got to play a show recently. I seen for Timmy. Timmy's gonna be back on the show. He's going on his 4th appearance.
Oh, really?
Tim's awesome, man. Such an awesome guy. But he's coming back on soon. But I seen him at his birthday show that you played at Pressed, and then I seen you later on that night at Strikers when you played with No Rain Checks.
Yeah.
I love those kids, man.
Oh yeah, they're great.
Yeah, super young, and they bring it.
They do. They do. That bacon suit's intense.
Yeah, that's Austin. Austin helps us with our wrestling show.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll have some fun here because we were talking before the cameras rolling about Ninja Turtles and pro wrestling and toys. So I'm sure we'll go on weird side tangents. So where did you grow up at?
I grew up in Ashland.
So just always in Ashland.
Yeah.
What year would you have graduated? Did you graduate? Or sorry, what year did you graduate?
I graduated in 07. I was supposed to graduate in 06.
Okay.
But if I remember correctly, when I got my job at Kmart, it said that I graduated in 06 still. Okay. So it's a weird gray area, but I left North Schuylkill in 07.
Yeah. Did you go with the Stipes, Johnny and Adam?
We're related actually.
So am I. I'm related to him as well.
Oh, really?
Are you related on the Stipe side?
I'm related on my mom's side, and that's as far as I know.
What's your mom's maiden?
Hefner.
Hefner.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's on the Stipe side.
I think it is.
Because I have a connection with I want to say the Weichel. No, is it the Weichels? Not the Weichels. I know the Weichels. I'm not related to the Weichels. Who were? I forget the name now. My grandmother's sister has a whole bunch of kids from in Girardville. But yeah, so we're on the McHale side. So his grandmother and my grandmother, we're first cousins.
Okay.
Me, Johnny, and Adam, and Jill.
Oh yeah, I think I'm it's somehow with my grandfather.
Yeah.
I think somebody was somebody's brother or uncle or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm really
County. Yeah, Schuylkill County.
Yeah, so it's definitely Schuylkill County. But yeah, Johnny just got married.
I heard.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was really fun. At their wedding invitation right there.
Oh.
Look at his bald head. He used to have really long hair. Remember that?
I do remember that.
And now he's bald. Hi, Johnny. Still, I love you, brother. The wedding was beautiful, man. It was awesome. But yeah, I got to find that out, how like that family tree thing works out.
Yeah.
Through your grandfather. I wonder, it's probably it has to be his Stipe side. I mean, it could be.
I think it's the Stipe side.
It could be the other way too, because like I said, I don't really know my mom's side, like her my grandmother's, because she was like a bunch of kids came out of that whole thing.
Okay.
Yeah. My mom's side was just like litters of kids.
Oh wow.
Yeah, my grandmother had like 7. Her parents had like 5 or 4 or something. It's out of control. There's babies everywhere.
Yeah, my cousins are going through that now. Like, there's just like there's like a new kid.
Everyone always like, when's it your turn? I get that all the time.
No, not so much.
No, yeah, I don't.
They kind of know like I do rock and roll, and that's my thing.
You're like, I might have some out there. I don't know.
Maybe.
Now, were you always involved in music?
I mean, since I was probably like 16, 17.
Cool. Who are some of your hangout buddies in the area? There's some amazing musicians in our area.
Yeah, so I'd say like my introduction to like what I would consider like the local scene or whatever is I started going down to the shows in Tamaqua at the Mon building, and like so then when they were doing that, I guess since like the 90s or whatever. And then, you know, like we got older, and then we were like, when we were like 16, 17, we were like, oh crap, you can just like MySpace was a thing. Like you can just message a band and they might come play your garage.
Yeah.
So then we started doing that, and then that kind of evolved into this whole thing. And then it was weird because like the Frackville, Ashland area had like this connection to Tamaqua until when we were in high school. And not until I graduated did we realize that there was like that whole like metal scene down in Pottsville. So like for the longest time, like we didn't even know that there was like kids and guitars with guitars down in Pottsville.
Yeah.
And then I guess when like, you know, paths started crossing, and that's eventually I think when I was like 20 or 21, like I started like that's when I started playing with like Eddie's band and stuff. So like,
what band was that?
That when they were in Now the City.
Okay.
Yeah, and that was like the first couple years of like Condition Oakland when we started that.
Yeah,
is when we started like, you know, like realizing like they had a scene and stuff too.
Yeah, my cousin Jimmy was a drummer. Jimmy Barrett.
I don't know him.
I don't know if it's just Jimmy, but and then he was friends growing up with like Kev Keesock.
Okay.
Who ended up playing with Cyanide.
Yeah.
And then, who was this? The only other guy I knew that was like a big musician when I was at North, because I went to North School for like 2 years, so I was like a year ahead of you.
Okay.
I graduated 2005.
Yeah.
But I ended up graduating in the Monty area, so I was only a year or two ahead of you. But I don't remember his name now. He lives literally right down the street, and they called him Slayer. He was a drummer.
Oh.
I forget his name now though. Oh my god!
Yeah, like Shane Flail was like, one of the dudes that like his band and like my old band, like we used to play together all the time.
Which band was that?
When he was in A Romance at Short Notice.
Okay.
So like we did a bunch of like fire hall shows together and everything.
Yeah. And then he went on to another band I never got to see, Tusco.
Yeah, Tusco ripped.
I never seen it, man. I was so bummed.
It was so good.
Yeah.
It was so good.
The introduction to my going to show music scene. So I had like a 2-parter. My first one was I went to go see Randy, who's in Headplug, but now he's in Face Got a Driver. Randolph Schultz. I went to see him with Headplug, and then my cousin was like, "Hey, he was tattooing me, and I'm sitting across this guy who's getting his whole neck tattooed." And I was just like, dude, you're a fucking psycho. And me and him were just laughing and hanging out and talking the whole time we're getting tattooed. And he's like, we're talking like everything. And he's like, yeah, I used to pro wrestle. And I was like, all right, cool. Like, so he showed me these videos of him pro wrestling. And I was like, that's crazy, man. And he's like, also, I'm in a band. I'm like a scream singer. And I was like, really? He's like, yeah. So he showed me all these videos. He's like, get to come see my band. So my cousin Brian was like, yeah, we'll go see their band in a couple weeks. His band was called Cyanide Sunrise. And the singer was Jaybird.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and then I met Cantwell and then all those guys, and then just that show alone just opened up the doors like a floodgate. And that music scene is like a giant family, man. Like,
yeah,
it's a bunch of really cool people in it.
Yeah, it was weird. There's like, for the longest time, and I mean maybe there wasn't, but like, so kind of what we were doing was like, dare I say, like more in the like the DIY vein of it. So like it's really weird to look back and realize, like, dude, I was 16 and doing door deals with bands from Jersey.
Yeah.
But like, just like these bands would hit you up on MySpace. Like I was on my third show, and then like bands from New Jersey were like, yo, like, we need this date. And I was like, okay, I'll see if I can get the fire hall. It's like, whatever. And they're like, yeah, like, you know, like if we could get some cash or whatever. So like, you're learning like marketing and promoting, and like you have to realize like the flyers have to like start looking good. Like you just can't like we used to do like a bunch of hand drawn flyers, and like the one lady who at the high school used to let me use the photocopier. So like she'd be like, oh, like how many do you need? I'd be like, oh, I need like 100 flyers to like, and we'd be like going to like Reading mall, like the mall on Friday that we didn't have a show, and like handing out flyers, trying to get people from Reading to drive like up to Schuylkill County to see these bands.
Did it ever work out?
It did work out.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It was weird. It was like there's like, I don't know, there's weird little veins that like, but like I said, like, and then like for somehow though like completely missed like that Pottsville crowd. And I mean, not for any bad reason. It's just like it wasn't the same kind of show. Like you weren't, like you were already handing flyers out of the Schuylkill Mall, so you were like, oh, no one from like the same people go to the other mall.
Well, we had the Schuylkill Mall, and we felt like we were the shit, and the Pottsville Mall sucked. We're like, I'm not going to that mall. There's like 3 stores in it.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're the one that's still standing.
Yeah,
so.
and
they got the Coles.
Yeah, and they won.
Yeah,
we had all that. It was just like, yeah, we're shutting down. And like, oh, cool, the shitty mall won.
Yeah,
we used to make fun of them, like Pottsville and Schuylkill Havens Mall, dog shit. And
yeah,
they're both still there.
Yeah.
And we're a factory now.
Yeah.
Which is like almost done. Did you see the photos of that?
I didn't see the photos.
It's like almost done.
That's crazy.
I mean, probably not ready for like production yet. But it's like the roof's pretty much almost put on it.
That's so weird.
Yeah, it went so quick. Yeah, so did you do like the roller roost shows and stuff? Like roller roost was popular at some point?
Like not, I think we caught like the tail end of the roller roost. Like I did a show there. It was a solo show, and it was super weird. It was like not weird in a good way. So it was just like heavy bands, like not even screamo bands, like just heavy, like Hatebreed, Sepultura heavy, like just like beat down hardcore.
Faith in Exile?
Yeah, like, and then I was like, they were like, oh yeah, you're playing last. I was okay, and I got out my acoustic guitar, and I was like, sup. I'm apologize for all the bands not being as heavy as me. And everyone got the joke, and they all sat around Indian style, and it was really nice. And I was like, all right, cool. Everyone stayed. Yeah. I was like, these kids are all right. So
yeah, that's such a fun scene up there, man. Yeah. So how did you come across, how did the Condition Oakland come about?
So I was in a pop punk band. Said pop punk band broke up. And then I was like, oh, I still want to play music. And my friend asked me, she's like, hey, like, can you open up this show? And I was like, okay. And I was like, well, I don't want to put my name on the flyer because that's lame. And I was like, well, I'll put Condition Oakland on it because it's a Jawbreaker song, which is my favorite band. And I used to live on Oakland Avenue. And then it just kind of, like, the whole thing was just kind of...
Oh, so that's actually a title of another song.
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's where that's where he got the idea for Church to Trains, too. It's a lyric from a song he likes. Yeah. I learned that in the interview as well.
Yeah, and then it just kind of, like...
Stuck.
Yeah.
Do people call you, like, Condition Oakland? Have you ever gotten that?
Just the drunk guy
really?
At the Drunken Monkey. Like, he just goes like, he's like, hey, Condition Oakland. And I'm like, what's up, dude?
Like Steven Tyler is Aerosmith. Like,
yeah.
There's Aerosmith over there.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm Steven. What's up?
Yeah, the one time at a Warped Tour, like, years ago, I think the Groovy Ghouls were playing, and they needed a name for the crowd. And the first guy that they pointed out was Steven, and then I was Tyler. Like, they pointed at me next, and they're like, what's your name? I'm like, Tyler. And they're like, oh, this is a rock and roll crowd called Steven Tyler. So
the whole crowd was named Aerosmith?
Basically, yeah.
That's
it was
great.
All like 15 of us.
So how would you classify, like, what would you, if someone never listened to Condition Oakland, what would you put yourself in?
Well, it definitely started as like a folk punk band. Like we were like a folk punk band. And now I'd say, like, just as we got older, the core of that is still there, but we definitely like now, like I think as we matured in our songwriting, we're definitely more alt country than like folk punk, because like we don't, the riffs are a little heavier, like it's a little more guitar forward, and it's not as, I guess it's a little more like, also like emo works its way into there a lot more than it used to, or maybe it always was there and I just didn't want to admit it.
Yeah.
But like it used to be a lot.
I have an emo spot still in my heart.
Yeah.
I can't get rid of.
It definitely used to be like a lot rawer, like in its performance.
Yeah.
Like there used to be, I used to just like scream the lyrics, but I mean, when you're like, so there was two types of shows we'd be playing. So either you'd be playing like these like crazy house shows, like in like Rochester, New York, or like some random like a basement in New Jersey, and like all these train kids are all like messed up on like, you know, whatever train kids are messed up on, and all like hammered. So you're like, well, crap, I like there's no PA, so like you would have to scream. And then when you would go play then when I would play shows around here, it'd be with heavy bands. It'd be like, oh, I can't be like singing all pretty and stuff and like, you know, telling these guys about my feelings. I got to like show that I got some gruff.
Yeah.
So then like that kind of just, it's like an influence that you didn't know you were going to have, but it like shaped you, those shows you were playing. Cause like those were just the two shows, like crazy basement shows, or like you're the acoustic guy at the like deathcore show.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's fun. I didn't think, I was like, if someone would have told me half a year ago, like, hey, do you think you'd like folk punk? And I'd have been like, no. And then I started hearing more folk, like, especially like local folk punks people. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
It's literally, it's like your punk music has grown up. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah,
I love it.
It's weird too, because like it's not like, now it's like kind of becoming like a meme, and like, you know, people are like realizing, but like this has been a thing for like at least since the 90s.
Yeah.
Like people actually considering themselves folk punk.
Yeah.
So like there's, if you,
is that like see, I don't follow like general terms and trends, but is that like the hip, like, is it like hipster music? Is it like folk punk?
No, it's I mean, at some point, yes, it definitely became that, but I'd say like folk punk's older than the term hipster.
Yeah.
Like it's literally just like it started with like just like train kids, just like they have banjos and they have mandolins, and they're just, you know, they're hopping trains, and like they're like wearing overalls and and like crass back patches. Yep. And it's weird.
It's kind of like still like, I'm gonna get drunk and fight the man.
Yeah.
But we still love God a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's there's definitely like, there's a lot of different flavors in there.
Yeah. Tim he fucking kills it.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's good at it.
Yeah. Tim like Ted back in the day, Ted Hazard was a force to be reckoned with. Like they're
folk punk.
Yeah, like he'd hate me for like saying that he used to be folk punk, but like I remember like we would play shows at Ted's house, and like there'd be all these like train kids there, like just, and they would eat him up. Like they loved him. He was like a god among men.
Yeah, oh my god, that dude is awesome. Like I said, we talked a little bit off camera, his interview, where I thought he was terrified of me, and he just didn't talk, and then halfway through he opened up. But man, he's a cool dude. He's super talented, man. His art, his animations, like really, really good. But
he knows my songs better than I know my songs.
Really?
Yeah, probably. like that's not a joke. Like he was ripping riffs the other day at practice of songs, and I was like, I don't remember how to play that song at all. I was that's how Liam and Brett from Look Alive Mahatango. Yeah, Look Alive Mahatango, because Brett plays them both, but like Tim plays and they know all his words. I was like, I gotta step my shit up, man. Yeah, like I bought both his CDs that night. It's in my car as we speak. Like I listen to Tim around. It's good. Yeah, I love Tim. He's like such a good songwriter and like such a good poet.
Yeah, I have your CD in the car. It's not in currently. Tim's in right now. But I got the pin, man. The two pins I got. I think I got the Pokemon one, and I got the Dale Earnhardt one. Because I used to be a huge NASCAR kid, and I was like, this has to come home with me.
I want to get like a Dale Earnhardt, like a legit flag, just put on my amplifier.
That'd be awesome.
Like
my buddy who lives, he lives like right around the corner, Tanner Martin.
Okay, yeah, I used to work with him.
Oh, he's a psycho. I love him to death, but he's a psycho. But he's a king of thrift shopping.
Really?
He'll go to a thrift shop and somehow find the greatest shirts of all time, and then he'll like just go to a bar wearing them, and they're like shirts that you normally wouldn't go to. But Tanner doesn't care what people think of them.
Oh yeah, I'm well aware of that.
Yeah, so he just goes to like he found this old Dale Earnhardt shirt, and he like spackled his whole mom's house in it one day, and it's all covered in spackle and dirt. And he just wears it to the bar and gets drunk in a Dale Earnhardt shirt with his mullet and mustache. Like,
oh, he has a mullet now?
He every now and then he gets bored and cuts one in.
Nice.
Him and Joe Coons went to a NASCAR race, and Joe cut his hair into a mullet.
For the race?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, because Joe's a psycho, too. He's fucking hilarious. Awesome. Very good musician. His like local, his solo thing is doing really well.
Oh, is he?
Joey Tunes.
Yeah. I think I played a show with him in Shendo, like maybe last year or something. It was with King Kong.
It's so hard to get gigs on this side of the mountain.
Yeah.
And then the venues that want to do gigs, it's tough because they don't have the room for the gigs.
Yeah.
Like the Compass Rose wants to do more bars, more bands, but they're very limited with space. McNiff's in Monty City wants to do more gigs, but they're very limited with space. And it's tough. It's really hard to get bands in the area.
Yeah. Yeah, there's like a... The Roundhouse is doing pretty good, though.
Yeah.
Like that's always been like a decent-sized room.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think he's like more leaning towards the restaurant thing now. Yeah. So the Hot Rod does awesome. I think Strikers is probably the place to be right now.
Yeah, Strikers was really fun. I enjoyed being down there.
Yeah, there's a lot. He wants to keep booking people. So if you ever want to play, hit him up. He'll definitely put you on. Yeah. Have you seen this is a side tangent. Have you ever seen? There's a lot of these bands I just started seeing, so you've probably already seen them. But did you ever see Evening Social?
No.
Oh my god, awesome! It's like a jam band.
Okay.
Like they're super good. And then for the first time I seen Gorilla Pack. Eddie Collins is like
we
Chris
played with
Collins.
them. We played with them a couple of places.
Holy shit! Steve Miller, the bass player, he's on our Not Cool in High School show.
Okay,
such a cool band, man. Like I didn't know what I was walking into, and I'm like, it's reggae, and they're like, yeah. I'm like, I love it.
Yeah, our we played. I think it was someone was heading out. Maybe it was Eddie was heading out. And we played like a farewell Gorilla Pack show, like that. Just like one of them was heading out of town, one of the Collins, and our old drummer Bobby was like, "We're gonna do this whole reggae intro for them." And I was like, we were all like, "All right, this is terrible. This is a terrible idea because we're gonna get there and we're gonna be drunk and we're not gonna like everyone but Ted."
Yeah.
I mean, Ted held it together because he's Ted.
Yeah.
But like we tried to do it and like it almost worked. Until we had to like start going into the song that we were gonna go into.
It just stopped dead.
It didn't stop dead. It just kind of like we just started putting the pieces on top of each other. We were like, well, what, by the chorus we were all there, but like that reggae intro worked until we were supposed to start the song.
Are you going to see the Crowbot show on the 22nd? There's like a huge group of people going out. It's up in the Chameleon Club.
Oh no, I did not know about it.
Yeah, December 22nd, up in the Chameleon Club. I think it's like $15 a ticket.
Oh, nice.
It's Crowbot and the 68.
Oh, yeah, that's the dudes that used to be in the Chariot.
Oh, really?
Think. Yeah.
Yeah, I've never heard of them, but I'm excited to see them.
Oh, the Chariot was rad.
Really?
Like, they were like this chaotic hardcore band. Oh, they ripped.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going upstairs for that show.
Yeah.
I don't want to be in a pit. I watched the pit from the second floor of the Chameleon Club last time.
Oh, really?
I looked down, I was like, I don't want any of that. No, thank you.
I don't think I've ever watched I've been to plenty of shows there, but I've never watched a show like from like the balcony.
Yeah, I
can remember.
I did that night.
Yeah,
I was right above. The only thing that sucked is the only time I could hear the singers is if the monitors were turned up loud enough.
Oh, really?
Like where you stand on that balcony,
yeah,
all the sound goes out. And
yeah,
you're kind of just looking at the stage. It's an awesome view, but you don't hear much. Yeah, and they played that night with the Damn Things.
Okay.
Which is like a super group.
Yeah. It's like Dan Andriano from Alkaline Trio, two dudes from Fall Out Boy, and Keith from Every Time I Die, and then that dude, Scott Ian from Anthrax.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I just saved my ass on comments there.
Yeah.
I'd be like, this dude doesn't know the dude from Anthrax?
Yeah, well, Scott Ian came out, and he like looked up at the balcony, because we were the only ones there, and he just like... I was like, thank you, Scott Ian from Anthrax. Like,
yeah.
That just happened. And then who's the band that opened before them, before Crowbot? He Is Legend.
Yeah.
Fucking awesome.
Yeah, they're like an older band too, I think. Like I remember like they were definitely the dude from Fall Out Boy in the Sugar We're Going Down video. I think he's wearing a He Is Legend shirt.
Really?
Yeah.
My wife just surprised me with tickets to that Fall Out Boy, Green Day, and Weezer show.
Oh, nice.
In Hershey.
Yeah.
I'm pretty stoked about it. I've never seen any of those bands live.
I've seen everyone but Green Day, which is like, I'm like, oh.
This is my second time seeing Green Day.
Oh, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm. I seen Green Day with Blink-182 in 2005 or 2004 or 5 in the Pop Disaster Tour.
Yeah, Save the Day opened the show, didn't
they? And they got booed off the stage.
Oh.
Yeah.
That makes me not, like, my whole life I was so sad I never got to see that show because I was like, I could have saw Saves the Day then.
They played 2 songs and they got booed off.
Oh, well, like, I'm kind of glad I didn't go now because I was real stoked that, like, my whole life I was like, I was real sad I didn't get to see Saves the Day and Blink-182 on the same show.
Yeah. I don't think they got booed because they were terrible. I think they got booed because the crowd thought they were getting Jimmy Eat World, and that was the show where Jimmy Eat World...
Oh,
Jimmy
yeah,
Eat
they,
World,
like, switched. They switched.
Yep.
Yeah.
And people were pissed.
I mean, I love both Jimmy Eat World and Saves the Day, but, like, I love New Jersey way more.
Yeah.
So, like, Saves the Day is definitely... Like, I have a Saves the Day tattoo. Like, I love Saves the Day, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, we could have seen Jimmy Eat World and Paramore and Bloomsburg.
I saw that show.
Before they were both big.
Yeah, I saw that show. I think the Deer Hunter or, like, the Deer in the Headlights opened up.
It might have been, yeah.
Yeah.
It was like Bloomsburg College. My wife was attending, and I'm like, oh, there's a band here this weekend? And she's like, yeah, we're just going to go home. And I was like, all right, whatever. I was like, that sounds like a cool band, Jimmy Eat World. I knew Jimmy Eat World, but I didn't know Paramore.
Yeah, no, I wish I would have seen. I have that poster on my wall still,
really?
Like from that show.
That's awesome.
That show was really cool.
And then who else did I've seen Steel Panther a bunch of times. I have been to very little concerts, but I've seen Steel Panther like 3 or 4 times.
Okay,
a fucking good time.
My friend Joe showed me Steel Panther, and I'm just like, this is like next level irony.
Yeah, I love it. I love it so much. And we were supposed to go see Blink, and this was my dream show. And I always get picked on in the other shows for it, but I don't care. But my dream, it was Blink-182 in Lincoln Park. They were going to do 2 shows together. Yeah. One in New York, one in Hershey, Pennsylvania. And the Tuesday before the show is when we lost Chester.
Yeah. And Zach, our bassist, like that was supposed to be the first. That's like 2 of his favorite bands.
Yeah. That was, I was heartbroken. I was heartbroken we lost Chester, but I was heartbroken the show never ever happened.
Yeah. And I remember like we were supposed to have practice that day, and like he was super bummed like that, like the day that like we lost Chester, and I felt so bad for him on multiple levels because I was like, you could have saw 2 of your favorite bands at the same time, and like it just like the dude, he was sad.
Yeah,
like, he was super bummed.
Heartbroken. I still do. I love Lincoln Park. Mm-hmm. We one last quick side note here, but we went to Vegas, and I've never been to Vegas, but have you ever been to Vegas?
No.
So if you go, the Strip is cool. Like it's fun.
Yeah, I imagine it's the Strip, like it's touristy.
Yeah, but the Fremont Street Strip is where you want to be.
Okay.
It's like Mardi Gras met Schuylkill County.
Ooh.
Yeah. So it's a giant light board that is like 5 city blocks, and no cars are allowed on it, and it's like all casinos and restaurants and stuff on both sides. And then like where the streets have entrances, there's like stages set up. So there's a stage here, a stage here, a stage at the end, and a stage at that end.
Okay.
And then, well, no, there's not a stage at this end. Just here, here, and there. There's 3 stages, and then people can zip line over everyone. Like, so people are zip lining above your head all night, and there's a giant board that's like music and lights and shows are playing. But when the bands are playing, they have music playing above, and they play like music videos, and it goes all down the whole street. It's super cool.
That's wild.
Yeah. So I mean, and like what they do is every time a show is about, like a light show is about to happen, they kind of dim the lights for a second to just let people know it's going to happen, so they don't just blast music.
Yeah.
And then like it was like Radioactive would play, and then like it'd be a whole melody of all of, who is that? Imagine Dragons.
Yeah.
It'd be like a whole Imagine Dragons thing, and then they did a Green Day one, and I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
And then people were like, oh, see, Green Day, like, but people just normally keep it moving.
Yeah.
They don't really stop. And then all of a sudden the lights turn out, and then all you hear was just a piano of In the End.
Okay.
And literally, Fremont Street is thousands of people. Thousands. and literally the intro of in the end starts playing, and I look over at my wife, and it was still fresh. Like, I think he was like, it was coming up on his year or his two, like, of his passing, and everyone just stopped. Like, the people who were working the bands just stopped, and they were just staring at the screen, and people were videotaping it and just singing it, like, in the end, like, just, it was unbelievable, like goosebumps. Like, I was like ready to start crying and stuff.
Yeah,
it was crazy. And then they did like a whole Linkin Park melody, and then as soon as it stopped, everyone was just like, I'm not crying, you're crying, and just kept it moving.
Just go to the nearest bar, get a shot.
Yeah, they're like, just people. The bartenders are like, we know after this, everyone's gonna like. They just start pouring beers, but it was such a cool experience. But as you're walking, you'll see like we seen the hottest woman, the hottest girl I've ever seen in my life. She was just up as Wonder Woman. She looked like she came from a comic book.
Okay,
it didn't make sense. She didn't look like she was born on this planet.
She wasn't.
She was that like she was that hot. I didn't even notice her. My wife nudged me and was like, "Yo, look how hot that chick is." I was like, "Holy fuck!" Not a single soul around her. I think they were intimidated by how good looking she looked. 2 people down from her is this 800-pound woman in a diaper and pasties, just dancing to "Who Let the Dogs Out," and she had 100 people around her throwing money at her. It was awesome. So these street performers have to be in these little circles, and they just stay in these circles and just do crazy shit, and it just, as you walk on the street, there's hundreds of them, but they can't walk up and interact with you. They have to stay in their circle. But like, there'll be like nuns with like their boobs out, and they're like not attractive at all, or a guy who just has a sign that says like $5 to kick me in the nuts, and if I flinch, I'll give you your $5 back. So of course his line's huge. Just taking shots of the nuts for hours.
I mean, I imagine that's like a good like 27 to like 37. Like, you get that whole Jackass like generation there. Like,
I stopped and watched.
I mean, honestly, like, that's the one I was the most interested in when you were talking about it. Like,
it was awesome. And then another guy, he had a sign that was like, "Put me in any position, and I'll stay in it." And then like the next person, like, you put like $5 in, and then you position him, and he'll stay like that. And then the next person comes up and puts money, and then positions the way he wants. Most people just have him touching his own dick, flipping everybody off. So, but it was like, but it's really cool.
No, man, I'd like really like try to raise the bar on that. Like, you know, like have him stand on like his tippy toes, like have his like leg behind his head, like really take it to the next level.
Put this back here.
He's
like, I can't, bro. I paid. You're doing it.
You're doing it, man. Everyone has a price.
It's really cool. So if you go to Vegas, definitely do Fremont Street. That's where it's at. So we're back.
Okay.
How long has Condition Oakland been a band? Like, how's that been a thing?
Okay, so I want to say that it started in like the fall of 2008, but like 2009, like if we're like being like realistic with like when the show started playing and everything. So like 2009 is when I started like touring and stuff like that.
So it started with just you solo using Condition Oakland, and then you've put a band behind it.
Yeah. It's kind of like how like Bright Eyes or like City in Color, like stuff like that was. Like, it's kind of like, you know, like this is the name of the band, and then it's kind of always been like a revolving door members and stuff like that. Yeah.
So in essence, you are Condition Oakland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, as awkward as that, like
being serious, like I respect everyone who's on my team with the podcast, but like the IwEP network is me. Interviews are, you know what I mean? Like, and then Tornado Tag there's a group of us, but it's still under my umbrella.
And it's always been like super weird to say that, because it's always been like close friends helping me out.
100%.
Yeah. So like, you know, it's like a little weird to be like, oh yeah, like this is my thing. But like, you know, you guys have been here for like, you know, like the last record was, you know, like, Bobby Hunt, who like he owns the label that we're on, No Less Records, and then like our friend Chris Leitzel was playing bass, and then Ted's was on that record, but like, you know, like those two, like they have families and stuff like that, so like it got a little harder for them to do it. So then, you know, we kind of then took it into this, you know, it came to this current lineup that is Mandy, who was like in the first incarnation of like the full band, and Danny, who was also the first drummer, and Zach, who used to play keyboards with us, and now he's playing bass, and like Ted's been there for like the last couple records. So
well, that's the same thing here too. Like, if you go back and look at our shows from the beginning till now, we've had people come and go, and it's not like I hate anyone who's gone.
Oh no,
it just sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes like people get busy or chemistry doesn't work out. Like, hey, we're going to go a different direction. It's not personal, but it's just kind of, it's like a evolution. It's always changing. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I can't say anyone has ever left, like, and not known, like, it was time to, like, you know, it's like, all right, we're at the end of this road, like, and this sucks, but, you know, like, we'll get past it. Like, the time, like, when Bobby was like, hey, like, you know, he was like, look, man, he's like, you know, like, I got a family and stuff. He's like, you know, like, I don't really have time to do this anymore. And I was like, that's cool. I was like, Danny's ready to step in. And then, like, that conversation took 3 minutes and we were on the phone for another 2 hours talking about stuff we talk about.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, 100%.
Like, we were joking about, like, starting a grindcore band within 15 minutes. So...
Yeah, and that's it makes it more fun when you're doing it with people you care about. Mm-hmm. Like there's like with I have really like crazy anxiety and like depression kicks in every now and then, and I'll be sitting there like, oh, I don't want to fucking do this, and I'll be like, oh my god, a whole day long I'm just hating, dreading the day, just getting through it, and I'm like, oh, it's Tuesday. Oh, everyone's coming from Not Cool in High School. We're going to talk video games and movies. Yeah. And then I just like, oh, I'm here. And then people show up, and then I'm like...
You're back on it.
Yeah, so this is like therapeutic for me. Mm-hmm. Like, this is my anxiety pill. You know what I mean? Like I'm just like, oh my God, I have an interview today. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to talk to someone I've never talked to before. And then I get excited, and then I get pumped about it. Yeah. So I could definitely, it's probably the same way with music. You're like, oh, we're going to go play a show. Or
yeah. Like, practice day is, like, usually the best day of the week. Yeah. So, like, you know, you just, like...
How much practice gets done and how much of it just bullshit?
We do a fair amount of practicing, honestly. But, like, so we'll, like, hammer through the set so then we can, like, you know, like, we can...
Hang out.
Like, fuck off.
Yeah.
You know, like...
Where do you guys practice at, in Ashland?
Yeah, we practice in the basement of his garage, which, like... This time of the year starts to get a little chilly. Yeah, because it's like concrete and steel, and we can't run a heater down there. Otherwise, we trip the breaker.
Or you probably kill yourself with fumes.
Well, I mean, we only ever tried like an electric space heater that was like literally like one of the ones you put like that like you buy at Walmart for your desk at work.
Yeah, so that did nothing,
and it did nothing, and it tripped the breaker, and we were like, I hope our amps aren't blown.
Yeah. Yeah, so you're just like, we'll just dance around and warm ourselves up.
Yeah, we definitely like this time of year we'll practice in like our winter coats and stuff.
Where have some of your favorite places been that you've played so far? Because you travel, you get yourself out there.
Yeah. Trenton, New Jersey is one of my favorite places. Rochester, New York is definitely, and Buffalo, New York, like top 3. And it's like trying to pick your favorite child.
Really?
Yeah, it's like. There's definitely like a really good emotional connection, and I have a lot of good friends in all those places. So like it's really hard. Like our best shows have definitely been in those 3 cities.
Yeah, Buffalo, New York.
Yeah, Buffalo's wild.
That's a good music scene.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
That's where Every Time I Die's from.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
So like you see it like those like Buffalo, New York is not resolved just for like Bills fans jumping through tables. Like that's just their way of life.
Yeah, they're just nuts.
They're nuts.
Well, you have to be crazy to live there because they get a different type of snow than everyone else.
Yeah,
like, oh, we got an inch. They're like, oh, we got 13 feet.
Yeah.
Like the cartoons where they dig their fucking front door out.
Yeah, that's just the way they live their lives.
Yeah, they're like, oh, cool. We build our houses to be prepared to become an igloo.
Yeah. Yeah. No, like our best friends, like Cardboard Homestead, like they're the wildest people I've ever met in my life. Like they're just nuts.
You know what it might be is because they get snowed in so much that when they finally have the opportunity to get out, they just fucking take advantage of it.
Like, like even in their their city, like I have played crazy shows in Buffalo, like I definitely have played a set where someone was smoking crack.
What?
Yeah. Like, I was like, that's a weird bong. And they're like, that's a crack pipe. And I was like, word?
Just fist bump and keep moving.
Yeah. Like, I saw a dude one time chug half a 40 and then crack open a 4 Loko and pour it into the 40.
Like, oh, this tastes like shit. Let me add this to it.
It's called something. I think a sidewalk slammer or something.
A sidewalk slammer?
Yeah. And I've never been brave enough to do it, but like,
remember when Four Loko first came out and they had caffeine in them?
I missed it. I missed that whole thing, and I'm so mad.
I'm glad I missed it.
I drank a Four Loko one time in my life, and I was like, all right, well, that happened. And then my friend was like, yeah, you were supposed to slam that. I was like, then why did you let me sip on it for like an hour and a half?
Yeah.
I was like...
I think Tanner drank like 12 of them one night.
Wow.
Yeah. I might be exaggerating on 12, but he drank a lot. Yeah.
Like 24-ounce cans?
Yeah. He's like the Four Loko king.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Tanner's a psycho. He also got arrested that night in college.
I mean... I'd be disappointed if he didn't after that. If you've ever drank more than one Four Loko in a night and you don't get arrested,
I'm guaranteeing it was more than 4.
Okay.
Yeah, 100% more than 4. Because I've watched him drink 4 during a UFC fight. He's that kid's
That's
awesome.
wild.
Yeah, he's crazy. He's crazy.
One time I was in Gainesville and I heard a girl say, I wish that you could buy Four Lokos, but they didn't come in 24-ounce cans. And I had that same look on my face that you have right now, just like, but why?
Yeah.
Like,
it only takes 1 or 2.
Yeah, like, you don't, like, who wants a 12-ounce Four Loko? Like, what does that...
You ever try the, this, now... When I used to drink this is before I became a craft beer drinker. So don't judge me, people, if this is something that's like not cool anymore. But I used to drink Red's Apple Ale.
Okay.
So I was like, oh, this is like that was like my first flavored beer that I ever got into.
Yeah. And
then I used to go to a bar and be like, yo, I want a Red's Apple Ale, and I would drink it, and I'm like, can you pour a shot of Fireball or Jack Daniels into this?
Okay.
And I was like a cinnamon apple drink. It was awesome.
Yeah.
And then they came out with the Wicked Apple.
Yeah.
And they were like 8-9%. And I would get like 3 cans of it and drink the 3 cans, and I'd be crushed.
Yeah, we
But then I wake up with a huge headache because it was so sweet.
We almost didn't get band practice done one time because someone brought like Wicked, and like it almost just didn't happen. We were just like, we're not getting Wicked at practice anymore.
Yeah, that was like a rule.
Yeah, it's the least productive drink in the world. Like, you just sit there and you're just like, yeah, I'm getting Wicked.
It's going down.
We just made jokes the whole night. It was
we should have you on Bangin' Beers.
This is why I didn't want to be on Bangin' Beers, because like my alcohol knowledge is complete trash.
You don't need an alcohol now. You just drink and talk.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'll happen. We'll get you on.
All right.
We'll get you on. So the way Bangin' Beers, for people listening, if you are a fan of the cross shows, Bangin' Beers is officially like 3 full guys now. It's not just me and Ben. It's another guy, possibly a 4th with my dad. Mm-hmm. But the cool thing with this new setup is I can do a 5th and a 6th mic. Okay. So we can do a guest. We just probably couldn't do like a full band like we used to. So it'd be like, oh, if one person's joining us, I'm getting the beer burps for Bangin' Beers. So yeah, we're enjoying a beer tonight. This is the Thomas Hooker Brewery, the Super Double Citra. It looks like a Double Dare can. I gave him dealer's choice. I said a can that looks like Double Dare or a wrestling can.
And I chose the Double Dare one.
It's a Double Dare, which is a good pick. It's very tasty.
Yeah, it is. I'm highly enjoying it.
I think Tyler said he's looking for an acoustic act for Brewfest.
Oh, really?
I think so. He messaged me about some acoustic acts.
Yeah. I mean, he just hit me up about playing Gettysburg Rocks. So
that's what it was.
Yeah,
it was Gettysburg. Yeah,
yeah. Gettysburg Rocks is.
I've never done it.
It's fun. Like, it's definitely like you're playing that bar that night, but it's really fun.
Yeah,
yeah.
I got every year it happens. I never go. Like, I was supposed to go. Probably the year I should have went. I'm glad I didn't, because I was supposed to go with the boys upstairs. So it was be like me, Todd Bird. Todd Bird was still in the band. It was Todd, Dave, Steve, and Frank Klein, and they all went to Gettysburg and got fucking smushed.
I for some reason think I gave Dave Cantwell a ride to his hotel one year from Gettysburg.
It's very possible.
Yeah, because I was doing a weekender, and Dave's like, I need a ride into the hotel. I was like, oh yeah, dude, I'll take you to the hotel. And like, we just dropped him off, and like, I was just like,
is he gonna be all right?
I was like, I he was pretty intoxicated. I was like, I probably should have asked him if he had his hotel key, but like, he was already too far gone. And I was like,
he'll figure it out.
I was like, I don't know where he went. It was a weird hotel too. It was like one of those like hotels that was like 2 hotels, and there was a staircase, and I was like, I don't know where he went. He's in God's hands now.
Yeah. Here's the thing about the boys upstairs. They're like, you ever watch Mr. Magoo?
No.
So Mr. Magoo is a character who is blind.
Okay.
And he has zero, like, he doesn't care. So he'll walk, and he'll be like walking off a cliff, and then all of a sudden like a steel beam will come out, and he'll just somehow walk on it. And
okay.
And no matter where he walks or how he goes, life just works for him.
Okay.
And that's Dave Cantwell and Steve Fullen. like they get drunk, and they just somehow safely find their way home. Whether it be a friend, a family, or just they find somewhere to sleep that night.
Yeah. I know they're solid dudes. Like I think I've only played a handful of shows with them, but like they're pretty solid dudes.
And the crazy thing is they like people are like, oh my god, their shows are so good, but they don't even attempt to rehearse. They just like they're just good musicians. They can just wing it. Yeah, it's crazy. They're super talented, but boy, do they can party.
Yeah, no, I've definitely like I've watched them party in like. I
did it for 2 years. I was like, there's some nights I was like, dude, I can't fucking keep up. I'm done. I tap out.
They see that's like a thing. They could have like totally survived in the folk punk scene.
Yeah,
like
they were on the show and we did for Bangin' Beers, and we had, I think it was 8 brown bags, and it was all 40 ounces. So it was me, Ben, Steve, Dave, and Tom Kessler, not Tom Kessler, Tom Slega, and it was like a Colt 45 Steel Reserve.
These are my favorite beers you're mentioning
Hurricane, right now. Genesee. Oh fuck! What else was there? It was all just like
40 ounces,
just the malt liquors, like the trash beers, and then we ended with the Mad Dog 2020.
Oh.
Dude, the next day, all of our stomachs were destroyed. Destroyed.
That's like a diet plan.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. It was a bad day.
Yeah, no, I've definitely had my fair share of like Colt 45s and Steel Reserves. Like,
if you're bored and you want to watch a funny Bangin' Beers, go back and watch the Boys Upstairs one.
Okay.
Yeah, it's on videotape. It's crazy.
That's what. Yeah, like...
Steel Reserve is horrible. It tastes like...
I love Steel Reserve.
Really?
Yeah.
Then you are a nut, because that tastes like straight up gasoline.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, it has no taste.
It's weird.
I pinched my nose and chugged it.
I one time bought a craft beer, like at... I forget where it was, but I bought like some craft beer. And I cracked open the can. I was so excited. Like, the label looked cool. Like, it was a good description.
I buy beer like I'm a kid buying a T-shirt.
I mean, maybe I shouldn't buy it by the description, was what I'm trying to get at here. Because I cracked it open. I was like, that's a Natty Daddy. I was like, I don't care what brewery said they brewed this with whatever choice hop. I was like, they poured Natty Daddy into a can, and they have one of those can things where they just, like, do it.
Yeah.
I was like, they just bought Natty Daddies and poured it in.
And it was just trash.
I had a Natty Daddy in my fridge because I'm a garbage beer drinker, and I like poured them. I was like blind taste testing. I was like, these are the same beers.
Yeah.
Like,
did you try the Natter days where it was like the strawberry banana or strawberry lemonade?
Yeah, they were good.
Isn't there a new one out right now?
They got seltzer now.
Is it?
Yeah.
Everyone's doing seltzer.
Yeah. I had my first white mango White Claw on Friday. It was I puked twice on the way home because I mixed it with I had a lot of Jim Beam. I was drinking Miller High Life, and
here's a fun thing: the White Claws, people make fun of them. They're stronger than a Miller Lite.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
They're 5%.
Yeah,
they'll mess you up. Like,
yeah, 100%. People call them pussy drinks. I'm like, go ahead, Miller Lite fans, talk shit.
No, so like we go down to like my friends and I go down and see the Fest in Gainesville like around Halloween every year. And like so PBR is like what, like 4.5, 4.3, and everyone's like slamming White Claws thinking they're not going to get hammered. Everyone that drinks White Claws in our crew like is completely hammered, and like my friend Joe and I are drinking PBR, and they're like, how are you not drunk? And we're like, well, we're not slamming 5% alcohol. Like, like we're like,
so you're smarter with your beer than you think.
Yeah, like we're like, well, it's PBR. Yeah, like, you know, like you're gonna get bloated, but like
you'll get full before you get drunk.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like we're like, I had 4 beers and like I feel like I ate a whole Domino's pizza.
Have you had the Passport Lagoon coffee?
I did.
It's super expensive, but
it
you
is.
Find it,
yeah. No,
I don't like the taste of coffee, but it's not. It tastes more like chocolate milk than coffee.
It's the YooHoo taste.
Yeah, it's it's bonkers. We went to a hockey game and I went to Stouds and they had a 9.7 double pale ale on our double IPA on tap, a 9.7, and they had the nerve to sell it in 22-ounce glasses.
Whoa.
And it was $11 to buy the special glass, and then every refill was like $9 or $8. And my buddy's like, "Why the fuck would you pay $12 for a 22-ounce beer? I can go over there and buy 2 Miller Lights for that." And I said, because my 120-ounce is 4 your Miller Lights.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's like it's turning smarter, not harder.
Yeah, 100%. And it tastes better.
Yeah. I mean, Miller Light's a good, like, I'd rather Miller Lite than a Coors Light, but, that's like...
I don't know. Like, see, the trash beers, they could be anything for me. I could mix and match. Mm-hmm. I think I've had to pick. I go Bud Light.
Okay.
Keystone over everything. Keystone Light is the go-to. The Stones, that's my favorite. PBR is up there too. I like PBR a lot. Like if PBR is on tap, I'm like, I'll have a PBR.
It's like Old Faithful.
Yeah,
that's like my like go-to like favorite beer. Like I mean, like I present myself the way I do, so like that's not really a shock. So I play in a punk band. I'm like, I like PBR.
I should try to find you the John Cena shirt. Remember when he did a PBR shirt that got banned?
Yeah. Did you get one?
I never did. No. Okay. But if I ever find it, I'll hold it for you.
Okay.
Like
cool.
I like go thrift shopping and I try to find old wrestling shirts.
Yeah, I didn't know they even got to print them.
They did.
Okay.
They were printed and sold, and then they got like halfway through the cycle, and I think they were like, "No, you can't do that."
That's so weird.
Yeah.
PBR is usually like, I was really surprised when they like pulled the plug on that because like,
I think they might have let them reproduce it again. I could be wrong.
Because like they're pretty like artsy
chill.
And like like they sponsor music festivals like
really
like they, I don't know, it was really weird when I read that. I
want to get sponsored by Yingling.
Okay, well,
fucking you ever see like a local band who's sponsored by them and Yingling gives them like a bag full of t-shirts to throw out at shows?
No,
it's awesome. I helped Hooligan the one show. They're like, "Yo, Tony, here's a bag full of coasters and t-shirts. Just give them away to people." And I'm like, I want this shirt, and I'm like, handing it all out to people. Yeah, they're super cool with it.
Up at the Drunken Monkey, they always have like Yingling swag and stuff. Like,
tell them any extra larges put aside for me.
All right, I will.
I try to collect Yingling stuff.
Okay,
I love it. I'm a big Chesterfield guy.
Oh, Chesterfield Ale is
my favorite beer.
That is the best Yingling.
Yeah, I love Chetty, and then Golden Pilsner would be number 2.
I do enjoy Golden Pilsner. Yeah. Like I was down at Roadhouse the other night, and they had Golden Pilsner. Like that was one of the ones, and that's the one I picked.
I don't think I've ever had a beer in an Ashland bar.
Huh.
Ever.
Really?
Never. No, that's not true. I had it. All right, so don't get mad at me, people from Ashland. This is the only way I'm describing this bar. What's the meth bar on the bottom of the hill?
Oh.
By the car dealership.
I know exactly what you're... The Ashland Grill.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, I believe so.
I went in there and it looked like everyone was just like trying to buy meth.
It's... I don't go in the bar.
No?
No.
Like I went in there with Todd and Dave one time. Okay. And I was like, we are in danger.
I've never gone in it because, like, it's, like, so I'll be coming home from a show. And like,
any bar that you can walk in the front door and walk straight out the back door is not good.
Okay. I see you're, like, on a whole other level than you've been in there.
Yeah.
I've been in the Monkey. Monkey's solid. Like, that's where we do our shows. Like, it's definitely, like, an old-timer, like, lifer bar. Like, everyone that's not there for his show goes there on a daily basis, probably. And, like, like, that's just where they eat their dinner.
I heard they do craft beer there, too.
They do have some craft beer. Yeah. Usually I'm on the 2 for $3 PBRs, but, I mean, I live my life the way I do.
Yeah.
I think there's only 2 bars in Ashland now.
That one in... What's the ritzy one? Is it the coal mine?
The mine shaft.
The mine shaft.
The mine shaft closed down
again.
Yeah. I'm not really sure why. I just know they closed down. But M&M's had a fire, and M&M's is going to open up there, but it's going to be like a different thing. But I mean, they're still going to have that mac and cheese, so I'm pretty stoked on that.
Yeah. M&M's used to be phenomenal. And didn't the family who owned M&M's then be like they did Farlow's? And then
I don't think so. I think the Farlows just went down to Pottsville.
And then Farlow's isn't even owned by the Farlow's family. They just kept the name.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. So
okay.
the guy who was in the bacon suit for no rain checks.
Yeah.
His family bought the Farlow's off. Farlow's.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because Farlow's used to be downtown.
It's still amazing.
Yeah.
One of the best sandwiches you'll get in Pottsville is Farlow's.
Huh.
Yeah.
I'll have to take a stop down when I'm like in between Prest and whatever else I'm doing that night.
Press is awesome. I'm just not a big coffee drinker.
Okay.
But Prest is a cool environment.
Yeah, Prest is like, even if everyone there is like my friend, like they have my favorite coffee.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's your favorite?
I mean, before that, it was just like Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah.
So like, I'm not really like I'm not a great coffee drinker, but like I've played my fair share of coffee shops.
It smells amazing, and then I taste it, I'm like, blah. Nope.
Oh, I love like just straight black coffee. Like,
really?
Yeah.
I can't do it. I'm a tea drinker.
Okay. They have like a really good selection of tea.
Yeah. I usually do a tea, and I get one of the mozzarella things.
Oh, the crepes.
Crepes.
The spinach feta hummus crepe is like my go-to.
I think I get the mozzarella, like ham and mozzarella.
Okay.
Like ham and cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm super simple. If there's too much on my food, I don't like it.
I respect that.
I'm like I'm like Kevin McAllister. I'm a plain cheese pizza kind of dude.
Yeah, no, plain cheese pizza is where it's at. Like, even like when I go like somewhere, 'cause I'm vegetarian, and like I'll like they'll be like, if you go somewhere and they'll be like, you can get like crazy pizza. I'm like, just get cheese pizza, cheese slice. Maybe I'll get silly.
No meat
like,
at all.
No.
Is it like for like support animals or just?
Oh yeah, it's like an animal rights thing. So definitely.
I'm like, all right. If I had to kill my own meat, I would 100% be vegetarian. But if I don't see the process, so I'm good. I'm just ignorant.
Okay.
I 100% know what's going down.
Yeah.
I just don't.
Yeah, and I mean, like, there's like definitely like I don't know, like I'm not like a preachy guy.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, or at least I like to think of myself as not. Like, I like go out with my friends and like they'll get like steak or whatever, or like they'll get like chicken tenders, and like I don't like throw any shade at them, or like like some of my friends used to be like weird. They're like, "Do you care if I get chicken tenders?" And I'm like, "No, dude, I'm gonna get a Boca Burger." And it's going to look exactly like a hamburger is coming out here.
Have you tried the Impossible Whopper?
I have.
It's really good.
And this is me super being pretentious. I was like, this tastes like how a Whopper tastes.
Yeah.
And I just feel bad about it. I was just like...
So it didn't taste terrible.
Like, it didn't taste terrible, but I was like, I still feel like I'm eating Burger King.
Yeah.
And I was just like...
That's why I liked it.
Yeah. And I was like... But I feel like I paid way too much for my Burger King.
It was definitely way too expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah. If they can trick me into eating seaweed that tastes like meat, I would do it all day long. Like, I don't like one of the biggest things for me to become a vegetarian, I don't think I would ever be able to do it, is chicken. I love some fried chicken. I just love chicken. I was going to say, have you ever tried it? But obviously you didn't. But the Unity in Frackville.
Oh no. I heard it. I heard it's really good though.
Oh my God. That dude who works there knows me by name. Because I go in on a Friday, Saturday, sometimes on a Thursday, like after I do a show, I take the one guy back home to Pottsville.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Heidi, what was for dinner? She's like, I don't know. I put it all away already. And I'm just too lazy to come home and heat it up.
Okay.
So it's just an excuse for me to stop
go there
and get a chicken sandwich.
The Sheets got a Beyond Burger. And like, I was like, oh no, they got me.
What's a Beyond Burger?
A Beyond Burger, it's basically like, I guess like if Walmart is like Impossible, like that's Target.
Yeah.
Like it's just like
it's a vegetarian burger.
Yeah, but it's supposed to taste like real meat, like rather than like the Boca ones. A Boca Burger, if you cook it right though, tastes like a Tony's burger.
Really?
Yeah. So like, life hack, if like Tony's isn't open, like you can like sear it and like really like be like it's almost like a Tony's burger, which I mean I don't know what that says about Tony's, but like Tony's was great.
Yeah.
When I ate meat. So
I don't even like hot sauce, and I'll still put fluff on the burger.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fucking amazing.
So like you can definitely like you can get a Boca burger if you like sear it the right way. You can get a
that must be super hard to be a vegetarian in Schuylkill County because there's like no options for you. You have to go buy all your own food. Like you can't walk into any mom and pop place and be like, I'm vegan or vegetarian. Can you please cook for me? Like, get the fuck out of here.
Like you just eat pizza. Yeah, it's fine. Like, and I was gonna probably do that anyway. So.
Cheese is okay.
Yeah, cheese is okay for vegetarians.
So, because it comes from the cow, it's not...
Yeah, it's like...
What about eggs? No eggs?
Eggs? No, I eat eggs.
Yeah?
Like, you can eat eggs if you're a vegetarian, which is, like, I guess it's, like, supposed to be, like, the gray area, but, like... I'm not going to get into the process of eggs right now, but, like, eggs are solid.
Eggs are good.
Yeah.
All right. You know, it'd be tough, man. I don't know. If I had to kill my own animal, he'd be my pet forever.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'm ignorant. I just ignore it.
Yeah, I mean, like,
do you know where your burger came from?
Yeah.
La la la.
Yeah, no, I like. It's not as hard as like people think, but like definitely, I could see like it's a lot like. So, like, since I try not to be preachy about it, like, people will be like, oh, do you want a burger? I'm like, no, I'm good. And they're like, well, are you sure? Like, why not? Like, it's really good. I'll be like, and then you got to be like, oh, I'm a vegetarian. And then, like, and then I'm like, oh.
Then they treat you like you have AIDS. Like, oh my God, what can we get you?
Yeah.
Are you going to survive?
And I was like, dude, I slammed all the candy in that dish already. And like, this is my second bag of chips. Like, I'll survive. Like, I probably shouldn't have ate as much as I ate already.
So you eat more junk food because you can't have meat?
Yeah. Like, I mean, like I do in like those situations, you know, like I've recently been trying to eat healthier, like for like just health issues and I mean not health issues but like just trying to eat better and stuff like that. So
I read something that if you cut obviously sugary drinks out, which I got to start doing, like I can't stop beer. Like I do a podcast.
I'll die before I stop drinking beer.
Yeah, like I gotta get famous here. That's my excuse to drink beer. I will get famous eventually. But the sugary drinks, Gears iced tea is tough. I cannot stop Gears iced tea. I have Gears iced tea tattooed on me. Like,
that's legit.
Dude, I have Winnie the Pooh drinking Gears iced tea.
That's legit.
On my body. So I can stop soda. I can stop all that. I can stop every iced tea in the world. I cannot stop Gears iced tea. It's impossible. There's no fucking chance.
It's the best iced tea in the world.
It's so good. The only way I would stop drinking Gears iced tea is if you move me out of the state or out of the county.
I mean, just get it imported.
Yeah, but I'm lazy. So, but if you stop the sugary drinks and you stop dairy, I heard dairy is like just really not good for you.
Yeah, it's like
your body wasn't like the human body wasn't meant
to process dairy. Yeah, I've read that before. Like I've like started drinking like seltzer waters and stuff like that. So like. I like the last couple of years I was like hammering Coca-Cola. Like it tastes so good.
Did you ever go like a couple months without drinking?
What, not drinking like beer and stuff?
Yeah, like a sober October or something.
Not like I try not to drink every day. Like I'll drink on practice days or like days I have a show or like, you know, something like this, like, you know, where like a beer is, but like I don't
like a social drink.
Yeah, but like I try not to like drink like if I'm just like at home. Like I'll
I have all the beer in the fridge. I won't touch it if no one, like I won't be by myself drinking.
Yeah, like I'm like unless it's like Friday night and I'm like putting on like some records and like I'm gonna get like a little loosey goosey by myself. Like then I'll like the other, what was it, last Saturday I bought a Hold Steady record and I stopped at Wegmans and I did some like upscale grocery shopping at a Wegmans in Wilkes-Barre. Like I got like vegan beef jerky and I got cheese curds for poutine. I was like I'm gonna get, you know, I bought that record, I'll buy a 12-pack of PBR and go home. And like I went home and like had like 3 PBRs and just listened to the record. I had myself a night, but like that's not like a regular thing.
Yeah. I completely lost my train of thought there. I had something going. I had it all planned out. I fucking
the sober October.
Yes. So thank you. Okay. So I did the sober. I was supposed to do 60 days. I ended up almost close to 90 days.
Oh wow.
Not touching any booze at all. And then my first night back drinking, It's a fucking shit show. Yeah, it was so bad. It was so bad.
Yeah,
yes.
like I definitely have gone like probably like 2 weeks without like drinking and stuff like that. But like also like
when I did it though, before I started doing the 90 days without booze, I was drinking a lot. Like I was drinking heavily.
Yeah, like I'm not like I can pace myself definitely, but like if I'm like out, like I'm a lightweight, like 3 drinks in and like I'm singing Blink-182 songs, like I'm telling everyone how much I love them.
Yeah,
like
I'm always lovey, so just alcohol intensifies that.
Yeah,
like I'm a hugger. Like oh my god, yeah, that's me. Yeah. So that when I drink, I'm the same way. It's like dancing, having a good time.
Yeah,
and then I wake up the next day, I'm like I can't walk. Like my body hurts.
Yeah, no, we like Zach and I, we had a rough ride home on Friday. He stopped at Rutter's. He's like, "You need food," and I was like, "No." He's like, "Oh, you should probably eat something." And I was like, "I'm gonna go use the restroom," and I hurled. Like I'm not even ashamed to admit it. Like I hurled, and I was like, "Oh my god, why is it so red?" And I was like, "Oh, there was red velvet cookies at the show." But for a second there, I was like,
I'm bleeding.
I'm like, I'm internally bleeding. I was like, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die in a Rutter's bathroom.
Yep, I had one of those. I can't do shots anymore. I take one shot. I'm like, I'm gonna puke. I'm gonna puke. I'm gonna puke, and then I have to talk myself not to throw up. And then I'm like, I'm good. And I'm like, I'm not doing any more shots.
Yeah,
like, I cannot physically do hard liquor anymore.
I love whiskey, like Jameson and
I have to mix it.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I can't. Like I that's the one thing I can't do. Like I feel like I'm like, I mean, maybe because I'm like what I'm drinking, and I really like the taste. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I don't want to sit here and do shots of Bankers Club.
Yeah.
Like if we're doing Bankers Club, we're pouring that in some Coca-Cola. I don't care about the calories.
Yeah.
But like I guess like good liquor or whatever. Like
Jameson and ginger ale to me is my favorite.
Oh, that sounds delicious.
It's amazing. Like it's like a 7 and 7, except you put with Jameson.
Yeah.
We went to Jim Thorpe, and we went in this one bar. It was me, the boys. It was me and the guys, and the boys upstairs. And we went in this one. It was like a house. It was like someone's house with a bar in it.
Okay.
And we're all
like
sitting
a speakeasy
there.
kind of thing?
Okay. And I was like, "Oh, you have like the Black Label Jameson?" He's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "How much for it?" Like I said, if I were to get a mixed drink with that, what would it cost me? And he goes, "A single or double?" And I went, "A double." And he goes, "I don't know, $7." I'll take 3.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's like a $40 shot.
Yeah.
The Black Label Jameson. I got smushed. And then my wife came back to us because she's not a drinker. She don't like drinking. She don't like being around people when they're drunk. She's when you're sober, drunk people just annoy you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So she was like, I'm just gonna go walk around Jim Thorpe and buy stuff. And then she came back, and I was on my 3rd double shot of this Black Label Jameson and ginger ale. She's like, you're drunk, aren't you? I'm like, I'm fucked up. And she's like, I hate you. Like, I hate you right now. And I was like, oh, and I was like, I'll be back. I have to go shopping with her. And then she took me in a bookstore, and I was like, we should buy all these books. And she's like, I'm taking you back to your friends. You're better off drinking.
Dropping you off there.
Yeah, I'm just gonna put you back there. But yeah, the Black Label Jameson's really. I only ever had it that one day.
I think that's not the casket one, right? Or
it looks like a regular Jameson bottle, except instead of the label being like the regular, it's like Black Label.
There was a really good Jameson I had down at Woody's one time at like one of the open mics.
It might have been that same one.
Yeah. It was like pretty expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Woody's always had the higher end Jameson. Did you ever have the proper 12, the Conor McGregor stuff?
No.
It tastes like bootleg Jameson.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good. I think if I had to pick a whiskey though, besides Jameson, Maker's Mark is pretty good.
I think I had a shot of Maker's Mark one time.
Yeah. Once again, I can't do straight shots because
but like Jim Beam is what got me.
I can't do Jim Beam.
Oh, I love Jim Beam.
But I think the only time I ever had it is someone gave me a shot of maple, and I was like,
oh yeah, like Jim Beam with like
no more. I'm good.
Jim Beam with flavors like gets a little iffy.
Jack Daniel Fire is pretty good. It's better than Fireball. It's not as sweet. It's not like candy.
Yeah, no, see, like Fireball is like one of the things I can't do. Like
I can't do it anymore either. The night of my wedding, I had like a bottle and a half.
Like my cousin got married, and I was like, all right, where's the whiskey? Like my cousin got married, and she had a keg of like Beast Ice,
I love it.
Like it was a fun wedding, but like,
where was it at?
If you're going like into, what is it? New Media. There's like a Christmas tree farm or something there.
Yeah.
Like, and it looked classy, and I was like, all right, what's the keg? Like, I thought it was like, I didn't even know they did cakes of
Beast ice.
Yeah. And like, they were like, it's Beast. They were like, it's Milwaukee's best. I was like, it's the Beast. And
what is this? Is this a fucking bush party?
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, my cousins are who they are, and they like to have fun.
Yeah.
So like, everyone had fun.
Yeah.
But
I don't deny that at all.
But like, I was like, where's the whiskey? And they were like, there it is. I was like, oh, Fireball. I like tried to like pour, like, be like, I
in your
poured,
beer?
No, not my beer. Like, but I like poured it, and I was like, I like drank, I like did the shot, and I was like, and I just drank Beast.
Yeah.
Like, I was just
It's
like,
so sweet.
yeah, I can't do it.
So, like I said, we're gonna take side tangents everywhere. Where can people find some of your music?
So
if they can't make it to a show and buy your physical CD, where can they listen to it?
So, Spotify, we're definitely on Spotify. Bandcamp, which is Condition Oakland, PA.bandcamp.com. And besides that, I think we're on like other streaming sites too. Like, I think we're on Apple Music.
How many albums do you have out?
There's the last record, Burial Grounds, is on Spotify, and the EP we did, Resistance Hymns, which is like a 2-song, it was a 7-inch, is on Spotify. And anything else besides that, there's a couple records before that. There's, hold on, 1, 2, 3. There's at least like 3 records on Bandcamp, like before Burial Grounds, and like a couple like weird EPs and like demo stuff and stuff like that.
Nice. Now, one of the cool things about your merch is you have, not only everyone does t-shirts, you have pins. You have a very wide variety of pins.
Yeah.
And like, you'll take something that looks like something and then knock it off and put your band name on it.
Yeah.
Which is fucking awesome. But you also sell cassette tapes.
Yeah.
How do you do that whole process?
I mean, there's a couple places that do cassette runs.
So you buy someone, you pay someone to put it on a cassette.
Yeah, like the way you would like go out and get your like CD or your records pressed like that. So the thing about that is there's this weird, I shouldn't really say it's weird, but like there's definitely this group of individuals that like collect cassettes.
Yeah.
And I always just thought that was really cool because, like, nostalgia is a thing. And
I walked up like, cassette tapes.
Yeah. So like, I was like, I used to have cassette tapes. I wish my band was on a cassette tape. And then like, you get into punk rock and like, some people have cassette tapes.
Yeah.
And they don't go all the time, but like, you'll play somewhere weird, like some hipster city, and like they'll definitely just like that, they eat it up. Like if we sell a cassette tape, we sell 5 cassette tapes that night. We don't just sell one. But like there's a lot of shows you don't sell cassette tapes.
Yeah. I can't wait I was gonna get the one shirt, and I didn't get it, not because I disliked the guy, it's just because of the image on it. It's like, I don't know if I can wear that.
Yeah.
'Cause I try to tote the line. Like, I'm not a fan of that person, but I'm also like, I don't know if I'd put myself out there like I don't like him that much.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh man, I really want to support the band.
Yeah. But no, there's definitely like, so we're a fairly blunt band.
Yeah.
Like when it comes to our political beliefs, but like I know, and I don't know how to put this right. I know when it's the right time to open my mouth and know when it's not.
Yeah.
And when you're playing a coffee shop, like in the middle of the day, that's like, people are just, I know when people are eating dinner and listening to our music, and like,
when your background noise.
Yeah. Like when you're the jukebox.
Yeah.
And then like, I know when to open my mouth and know it's going to go over good.
Yeah.
But I also know when to open my mouth and to go over bad, and it's going to go over bad. But if I know it's going to go over bad, that's probably why I'm opening my mouth.
Yeah.
Like, because it's just like, why am I in this situation? I need to, make it known on which side I'm on. So, like, I'll do it then. But like, if I'm like I'm not, if we're playing the wheel,
Yeah.
Like, I don't need to make a political speech at the wheel. Like,
Yeah.
I just need to cheer on the dude that is doing the food challenge.
Yeah.
And be like, you ate so much cheese.
Yeah, you're gonna die in 3 years.
Yeah, you're gonna die, but like, good for you, man. You saved like $20.
Yeah, and you're gonna get a cool T-shirt.
Yeah. So like, we definitely, like, I try to have like neutral merch. I try to have like, and then I have
The
that,
one
like,
neutral merch was not my size.
yeah, which is weird because like there's a whole merch bin at home, but I mean, like, that shirt's been going really good.
Yeah.
So it's been weird.
I could see how.
Yeah. I mean, when Bobby Hunt, who like I said before, he used to drum for the band, but he owns Kutztown Screen Printing. He pressed the shirt. He was like, "This is a cool shirt. Looks a lot like not Taylor Swift, Sailor Moon." I don't know why I went with Taylor Swift, probably because they're both blonde.
Yeah.
But he's like, "It's very Sailor Moon." He's like, "Have you been watching Sailor Moon a lot?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
Someone said they're making a live action Sailor Moon.
I saw it.
I don't know how true it is though.
I mean, they were supposed to do one in the 90s and it didn't happen.
Yeah.
So
I never got into Sailor Moon.
I went up to as far as Hulu would let me.
Yeah, me and anime don't get along.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm just not a big anime guy. For how nerdy I am, I just can't do anime.
I'm very like I thought until you meet an anime fan, I did not realize how basic I am in my I was like, yeah, dude, I love anime. And they're like, you ever see this? I was like, nope. I don't know what you even said.
Yeah.
I was like, but I just saw all of Sailor Moon last summer.
I am like, they're like, do you like anime? I'm like, I like Pokemon.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
they're like, do you like anime? I'm like, I like Speed Racer.
Speed Racer's cool.
And I was like, I like the Boondock Saints. Like, not Boondock Saints, the Boondock.
Yeah, the
which
Boondocks.
is like anime, but like American version.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I don't know. Everything else, not really. And like, why? I'm like, I never can get into Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, see, I loved Dragon Ball Z.
I couldn't do it.
Like, I'll watch that same fight for 3 seasons.
Yeah, I can't do it. Everyone's always like, who would win a fight, this guy or Superman? I'm like, that guy needs 18 episodes to charge up. Superman would just chop him in his box.
The best meme I've ever seen was definitely Goku would give Thanos all 6 Infinity Stones just so he would get stronger. And I was like, whoever made that definitely has watched all of Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah. But Goku only needs fucking 8 seasons to get charged up.
Oh, yeah. He would have to find the Infinity Stones. Like, then he would have to train. Like, he would have fought Thanos one time, went back, trained for another 2 seasons, then went back and maybe fought him. And that we'd be dead by then.
Yeah. Like, I won. That's because you lived longer.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean you're stronger.
You just outlived him.
Yeah, because you sat in a chamber for 3 seasons. I just couldn't do it. Anything else you want to get out there? You want to plug, talk about?
We have a new EP coming out, which probably by the time this all gets like done with and everything, hopefully it will be out or be getting ready.
When are you releasing it?
We're gonna try to release it the first week of January.
So I'm gonna put this out January 6th.
Okay.
So you're giving like first episode of the new year.
Okay, yeah. So hopefully, like, fingers crossed, it will be out. If not by then, it will be out in January. It's called Bonjour. It's coming out on Dirty Scoundrel Record Collective. And besides that, we're writing a new record. We're going to start writing it. So,
what is some of your inspiration for the record? Like when it comes to like the idea, where you're coming from, your mind state.
There's definitely going to be political songs on it, but not necessarily like such straightforward politics like in the news. More like when I was writing the record, I was trying to write it from the point of view of someone that lives in our area. They live in this more blue collar town.
What drives me crazy when people are just as poor as me and they buy into a system that's not made for them.
Yeah, and that's a lot. That's a lot of.
Like, who the fuck are you cheering for, bro?
Yeah,
like they don't care about us. We're both poor.
Yeah,
I'm like, you think we? Like, my favorite thing to ask is, do you think we should have free healthcare? Fuck no. Why would I want to pay for that? You pay for shit that you don't even need.
Yeah.
Like, I will walk up to a charity box and throw fucking $20 in before you tax me 20. That's going to go to a politician's pocket.
Yeah.
If you take my fucking $100 some a paycheck and I can get free healthcare and so can my neighbor,
yeah,
I will take that choice
all day long.
Yeah, and that's more where I think we're writing from that perspective of like, just like, you know, we've all grown up in this this area that's, whether or not there's rich people or not in it, like it's a low income area. Like like when I remember when we played Chicago. And we have this one song called Welcome to Hell. And it's about working at the old Kmart. And I went off on some tangent because we were in Chicago. And I was like, this song goes out to like the dudes in the Sears Towers. Thanks for making a bunch of people lose their jobs. Because a lot of the people that worked at that store, like, they were like family to me, like, and they've worked there for years and years. Like, it's like some of them literally like started working there and retired from there. And I was like, they closed down, and then those people didn't have jobs anymore. And it had nothing to do if you were a Democrat or a Republican. It's just like, yeah, we're closing the store. And I'll tell you from like working at that store, like there was no reason that store should have closed down. We were in never less than the top 3 in our region. We were going up against like Philly stores and stuff like that. But people in Philly aren't shopping at the Kmart. I mean, I'm sure there's people in Philly shopping at Kmart, but they're probably also shopping at the Goodwill. Yeah. You know, so it's not like that.
There's no reason that mall shouldn't have succeeded.
No. And like that mall.
They want to put money into it. They want to fix the roof.
Yeah. No, the roof was definitely a huge problem.
And they wanted businesses to pay triple the rent to be there.
Yeah. So that's more where.
Agreed.
But yeah, and like some kid came up to me and he was in tears and gave me a hug and was like, "Yeah, my dad lost his job, you know," and like, you know, that song really hit home and stuff. And I was like, this is happening everywhere. Like, it's not just Schuylkill County. So like I'm trying to write from the perspective of what I know. Yeah, because I'm not the best at knowing the inside of politics. Like, I know what I see, I know what I believe in, and as like a basis, but like, I don't know senators' names, I don't know governors' names, like, unless they're really in the news.
It sucks when people have to rely on other poor people to get themselves out of a bad situation. Like GoFundMe is a great idea.
Yeah.
But you can't rely on other poor people to help you get out of a situation when the rich people are not willing to help you.
Yeah.
Like, for example, I'm not, and this is not me putting anyone down, but there's that Nosy Asses of Pottsville page. You ever see it?
I've heard of it. I've never been on it. Like,
my throat is killing me here.
It's all right.
But it could be one of the most toxic places on social media, and like where people just judge other people. They'll take a picture of somebody and be like, "Oh, look at this dirtball."
Yeah,
I'm like, that could be you. Like, that could be any one of us on a bad day.
Yeah. I've definitely have like ran to Walmart in like, you know, in an outfit I hope no one ever sees me in. And because you need like something dumb. Yeah. Like maybe you need a Christmas card.
Yep. But and then you have like a situation where like Colleen gets hit by a car. Just walking home and gets hit by a car. Her and her family can't afford that. And I'm thinking, and I said in the page, I'm like, there's almost 4,000 people that follow this page. Yeah. And you just come on it every day to see negativity. Yeah. This is your opportunity as a human being, because we're all in the same boat. We're all paycheck to paycheck. But realistically, $10-$20, we will piss that away every weekend at a bar.
Oh yeah.
We'll piss that away at a retail store buying stuff we don't need. If 4,000 people are willing to put $20 to one person, like, you can spread wealth around and help other people out.
Oh yeah,
you can change someone's life. If 4,000 people do $1 each, we can change each other's lives. Yeah. But we are all programmed to hate each other because we listen to the top.
Yeah.
And the tops, like politicians will be like, "Oh, we're going to take away free lunch. We're going to take away, Planned Parenthood places. We're going to take away this. We're going to take away that." And we fight over it as the poor people and say, "Well, no, I need that, or I want that." And then the other, and then one side believes, "No, you don't need that because you're a slob and you're sucking up our funds when it should be going to other things." Yeah. And realistically, none of those rules or laws apply to the rich people.
No.
Because if a rich person's daughter needed to get an abortion, we would never know about it because he would hire someone and it would happen. So if they made it illegal for us, it wouldn't apply to them. If one of their kids or one of them got caught with a DUI or a drug possession, we don't even know about it.
Oh, yeah.
It just gets swept under the rug, but we get put in jail for it. Like, we don't live on the same standards as the people that we elect and put in office to run our country. We live on different standards.
Yeah.
And they set the standard for us for how we should live our life. And then we fight each other on and judge each other, and it's just an ass backward system.
Yeah, no, it's definitely it's a.
And I don't trust either politician. Like, I don't trust Democrat or I think it's a broken system. Because
the whole thing is like you just don't know because there's. I mean, not to go on a tangent or anything, but like it's not even those people. No, like you're a billboard.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
yep. You're just
it doesn't matter like what politician it is. Like they're all a billboard for something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just. I just wake up every day and try to just make my inner circle better.
Yeah,
because I mean, if I can stretch out long for I just try to make a ripple in a pond. Eventually, my ripple starts off as one circle, and then it travels to 2, and then travels to 3. And if I just keep making enough positive influxes, then it can spread. And it takes a long time, but you keep fighting at it. It's so easy to become negative. It's so easy to become depressed. It's so easy to become angry.
Yeah.
It takes a lot more willpower to be a positive person and look at other people and say, like, you can look at any situation and be like, this guy just got arrested for a DUI or a drunk charge or got arrested with possession or is addicted to heroin. And we could turn around and be like, ugh. But if you step out of that for 1 second and be like, all right, let me understand why that person is there.
Yeah.
And let's help that person out.
Yeah. And like being in like the folk punk scene and stuff like that, like I've talked to my fair share of people like that are, like on heroin and stuff. And every time, like I myself have never had like a drug habit, like, and I'm lucky for that.
Yeah. And it drives me crazy when someone I've never been addicted to anything, but I've talked to people who have, and I've seen people that have.
No one can ever tell me why they did it.
Exactly. And if you have never been so dependent or addicted on something in your life, you don't speak about it. You can't because you've never walked a mile in that person's shoes.
Like I've asked so many kids, like, and their kids are way younger than me. Like even when I asked them and I was younger, and like I'm just like, so like, and it's honestly an innocent question, like no judgment. I was trying to get them to, and I don't know if they felt it that way, but I was always like, what made you decide to do that? And like, they can't ever tell me besides like they got sad.
Yeah.
Like, and like, shit went south and that's how they ended up on it.
Because if you go to a doctor and you say, hey doc, I have terrible thoughts and I'm really depressed and I'm sad and I'm thinking bad things. Mm-hmm. Oh, really? We're going to put you in 5P for a week.
Yeah.
And then when you come out, you're going to be generally stigmatized by your peers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So do I take a medication or do I be honest with a doctor or do I just try to figure it out myself? And some people can figure it out and some people can't. And some people turn to things they shouldn't have turned to.
Yeah.
It's sad. It's very sad. Like, I understand 5P is there to help people, but we as a society look at someone who goes to try to get help as an outcast or a freak or someone who doesn't belong in our society. Mm-hmm. But they did the right thing by getting the help they needed.
Yeah. And I'll admit, like, I went to 5P when I was younger, and I was in high school still. And, like, when I came back, like, most of my friends were fine with me, and, like, like, they still talk to me. But there was definitely people that, like, didn't talk to me anymore or, like, weren't allowed to talk to me anymore. And like it's a weird thing. And I mean, like, you're a kid, you don't like, I mean, now I can kind of wrap my head around it. I was like, oh yeah, there was a stigma to it. I understand.
And realistically, those parents were probably the ones who overheard through other parents that you went to 5P and then told their kid to stay away from you because you went to 5P.
Yeah. And like, but
not,
like me,
not to fucking comfort you and be your friend when you come back and give you the support you need. They told their kid to
like,
outcast you.
Yeah. Don't talk to, and like, like I grew up and I was a weird kid already. And like, like I've always kind of, I've been lucky that, like, I had a really supportive mom and, like, she taught me to stand on my own 2 feet. But there was, like, it was definitely, like, even as someone that wasn't, like, was able to think like that and be, like, stand up for myself, like, it was still, like, oh, like, they're not my friend anymore. That's weird. And then I was just like, I wonder why they're not my friend anymore.
Yeah.
So.
It sucks, man. I when people always talk about, like, you know, it's like someone goes and shoots up a school, or someone kills themselves at a high school level, and you're like, and they're like, oh, that's so tragic. Too bad we didn't see the signs. The fucking signs are there.
Yeah.
You just choose to ignore them. And you choose to ignore them. If you're around a kid and you can't see that kid's going through something, and you just can't reach out to be like, yo, buddy, are you good?
Yeah, you solid?
Yeah, like it doesn't take much to make someone's day. It really doesn't. It could only be just like, hey man, like I love you.
Yeah,
like, I love you is such a weird stigma, especially like. And I know there's like the whole male toxic thing and toxicity, but that's a legit thing too. Like, you be a man. You don't like, fuck that. Like, I'll tell my best friend, I don't care if you're a guy or a girl, like, hey man, I love you. Have a good night.
Yeah. Like, I remember, I think the first person I like, because I started telling my friends that, like, you know, when I get off the phone, because like, you know, like we live in our area, you never know. And like, it doesn't always have to be something sad. Like, someone could just get hit by like a car.
Yeah.
And like, you know, that's a thing that happens. But like, I remember I told my first friend, and he was like, why'd you say that? And I was like, because I don't know, next time I'm going to talk to you. He's like, well, I'm going to see you tomorrow. I was like, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, dude, that's why every time, like, I know some people, it weirds them out, and if I do weird you out, I'm sorry, but like, if you're truly friendly, like when you get up off this table tonight and you leave, I'm fucking hugging you goodbye, man.
Yeah.
Because like, I think that a hug is super important, man. Like, it releases some endorphins to be like, oh shit, like this person is genuinely like, because you can't fake a hug, and if when you fake a hug, you're like, oh, what the fuck was that bullshit? You know what I mean? Like, and I don't know, it's just so easy to be negative, and just we'll end on that note. Just be positive with each other, support one another. Support music, arts, it's all there. There's so much cool stuff in our area, and this is another example of it by you sitting down and talking to us about your art and your
definitely.
Craft. Man, it was fun.
Thank you for having me.
Not a problem. We had a beer or two. We bonded. It was fun.
Yeah, there we go.
And we got to get you back with the full band next time.
Hell yeah.
Sound good?
Sounds good.
All right, man. Well, that'll do it for Interviews with Everyday People. Check out the links below for everything we talked about. If you did make it this far, just please hit that like and subscribe button, whatever you're listening to on. If you are listening to the audio only and there's a place where you can write a review, please do so. It definitely helps us out, because when more reviews go in and more follows or subscribes go in, it puts me in a different tier where more people can see my content, especially on YouTube. So if you made it this far and you enjoyed it, please hit that button, help me out. Check the links below. You can find his music, and you can also support our merch page and get a cool t-shirt like one of these. If you're audio, you're not seeing this, but this is one of our cool t-shirts. So, all right, take it easy, guys. Talk to you next time.
Just living my life, just living my life, it's my time. Just living my life, just living my life, just living my life, it's my time. Athletic at the peak of my life, slipped a couple times, I was speeding on ice. Never took a risk, then you cheating your life. You never took a risk, then you cheating your life. It's a hole in my heart, probably never be filled, and part of me thinks it'll never be healed. I lost some of my family to the dope, overflow my mind with positive vibes, that's how I cope. They ask if I stop, I tell them no. Speak foul on my name, clean your mouth out with soap. I'm crying right now while I'm writing this shit. I'm dying inside just from fighting this shit. Amidst all the darkness, I see light in this bitch. Give me one small spark and I'm igniting this bitch.